Hey, what's going on? Welcome back. We're hanging out. We're getting rolling. We're getting started. Ricky's coming up to stage. So, a couple things out of the gate. Anunnaki, ebook, out now, audiobook, distributing out to all your favorite platforms. Hopefully, Audible by this weekend, I assume. I shouldn't, but I do. At this point, I've put out a decent chunk of stuff on there, and I find them to be fairly predictable in their approval schedule. So hopefully by this Friday. Tomorrow, Film 3 Space, we're going to be doing an interview with Wilfred Lee, I believe his name is. I think that's his handle at the least. And then I just put out a remake of a video that I did last year. I put it out today. I finished it over the weekend. I've been kind of dabbling with it on and off for a while, but it seemed like a good lull point this week on Wednesday, just to kick it out. And I haven't put out a video that wasn't promotional or whatever since March, and that was also a remake. So I've been kind of bogged down with the audiobook stuff, so I haven't been writing new AI shorts, but I thought that this was a good way to revisit the material, but clean it up a little bit more. So basically I went back to the init images, the images I used to produce the motion, and I upscaled them, enhanced them to add detail and clarity and definition and size. And then I reran them through some of the newer models. So, I didn't write new music. I didn't write a new narrative arc for it or anything. But, I think I wrote some new prompts. Some of the stuff was easier to achieve this time around. Like I said, I did this pretty passively, so I can't necessarily give a good estimate of how long I was working on that compared to the original, because again, the original I put out a year ago, so sort of a while. Don't recall. I probably did that in like a week or two the first time while I was doing other stuff. And this time, obviously, I had all those assets sitting around and could kind of pick and choose when I wanted to mess with certain things. I used Crea, Luma, and Runway for it. The title card was done with Ideogram, but I didn't actually regenerate that image. I just used the original one, but upscaled it and then generated new motion, which I think I think it's pretty comparable to the original one. I'll dig up the original here on Twitter and link it in the thread maybe tomorrow or something. But yeah, Ricky, what's up? How have you been? What are you doing? What are you working on?
Working on some CAD. Wrote a chapter of the new project yesterday. Waiting on all this stuff to turn over. Master 3 on Amazon. I have 2 chapters for Wargate Part 1 on Royal Road, but this is I forget how many days in a row it's been. I'm trying to post Draken on Royal Road. It's giving me this era 400 over and over again. Tried it over the weekend, same crap. Doing it now, same crap. There's not a lot of usefulness online for what that is, why that's happening.
Yeah, something on their back end.
Yeah, it's discouraging, and I'm tired of it. I want to put the new book up and start doing chapters, and I can't. So I'm a little frustrated,
I'm wondering if it's a formatting thing in regards to what you are copying from and what you are pasting to.
It said something about cookies, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I don't know how to affect that. So it can say that, but the forums are not helpful, immediately helpful. I don't, or maybe they're not. What I'm saying is they're not helpful to me. Maybe I don't understand what they're talking about. But either way, I'm just trying to get this done,
Yeah.
and I don't care for it.
Let me ask you this. What are you uploading? Are you uploading text or are you uploading an image?
It's all that stuff. You need the cover. I don't have images embedded, if that's what you're referring to. There are different fields.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow at 3, if Kimberly don't show up, my goal is to go over this.
Okay.
To like talk about it. But I don't mind doing a preview on your show.
Sure.
So all I'm saying is there's fields. You go to the writer dashboard. You hit
Are you
writing.
doing, let me ask you this, because I know I'm generally familiar with what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Are you doing this on a computer or are you doing this on a mobile device?
I'm doing it on a computer because, as best as I can tell, you have no choice but to do it on a computer.
Well,
best as I can tell. Maybe I'm wrong.
Don't they have a mobile app though?
They have a mobile app, but that doesn't guarantee I'm going to be able to upload stuff. It may just be for the readers. You know what I mean? I don't really know. I'm new. I'm trying to figure it all out.
Let's see. I'm looking it up a little bit too. So error 400, bad request. What does it mean? It means the servers are having trouble handling the load of everyone trying to put their stuff on at the same time. Well, that seems absurd. My guess, password-based login error 400. It's a server-side issue of some kind, and it could have to do with the type of image you're trying to load up there. It could have to do with like the file size of the image you're trying to load up. Can you, when you're entering the information in there, do you have to load up, say, everything all at once? Or could you say load up the text and the title and then come back in and place your image on a separate upload?
Lamentably, when you first put stuff up, there's no save. Like certain things, like there's a save function. I would much care for that because then I could begin my setup and figure it out, you know?
Are you on the computer that you're using for that currently?
Yeah, and unfortunately, I'm working on a CAD job that I got to get done.
No, it's okay. Do you have Discord on that computer or is it on a different computer?
I have Discord on my phone. I don't have it on my computer.
Okay. Do you have your cover image, the same file on your phone?
I have that on the computer, but I also have it somewhere saved on my phone as well.
Well, if you want, drop that to me in Discord and I'll take a look at that image. And if I can convert it either in size or format, maybe that will enable it.
I appreciate it because my guy sent it to me, and when I did the Wargate book, it's the same exact format, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I posted Wargate, I didn't get this.
Okay.
I'm getting this with the Draken cover. So I'm going to drop it in well, I'll put it in yours.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Whatever's easy for you.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating, and I would love to know like what's going on, you know?
Yeah. Oh, the cover looks good.
Thanks. Yeah, and it's within the parameters that they say. Like it's got to be 400 by whatever 100 pixels, 400 wide, whatever high. I forget what it is. It says it on the site. I would investigate further, but like I said, I'm trying to get this thing out the door for the boss. So
it's all good. Gen 4 image. Oh, that's me doing that. What a dunce. Where did your thing go? Should be right there. Where's the Draken cover that I just saved? Where is the Draken cover that I just saved? Oh, geez. I'm making a mess over here. Oh, okay. We don't want to do that. I don't know how to spell Draken, but I'm going to spell it close to how I think it's spelled. So let's take, this is not a big file. This is telling me it's 1365 by 2048. Does that sound correct?
Well, hold on one second. Let me just open up that doc where I can get the actual format size.
Okay.
not going to go to the site. It'll take me 2 seconds. I got it listed here somewhere. Yeah, so it's according to them, it has to be at least 400 wide by 600 tall. But that's the low end.
Uh-huh.
Like, so it doesn't have to be precisely that, because there's a way to scale it. You know what I mean?
It has to be basically 2 by 3.
If you say so, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Let's see. Well, if you're saying 400 by 600, right? Okay, so yeah, this is 400 by 600, 2 by 3. If we shrink it down, so that's not a problem. Hey, what's up? Jen is here, dude. Come up to stage because this is who you want to talk to. Actually, I'm going to send you an invite. Ricky and Jen, I've been trying to put you guys together, so this is honestly ideal. What we're doing right now is messing around with his cover image, trying to see. I don't see that there should be a problem, but here's what I'll do. I'm going to shrink this down for you. I'm just going to make it, I'm not going to make it 400 by 600. Well, actually, who cares, right? I'll make you a couple of them. We'll do like a couple. I'll do one that's like 400 by 600 for it. Here's another question. Does it say PNG or JPEG format, or it doesn't care?
I don't know that it cares, but I also wasn't paying super close attention to that either.
Yeah, so. No problem. I'll just make you like a bunch of them. And then,
Thanks. Can I drop my email in your Discord?
I'm just going to drop them into Discord for you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, actually, okay, so while I do this, Jen, this is Ricky, this is Jen. Jen has been working on a novel draft that uses ChatGPT, I believe, to create a story in the Warhammer 40K universe, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah, this is the gentleman you mentioned yesterday, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, what's up, everybody? Yeah, I'm been using Gemini Pro to try to write a Warhammer story. I mostly chose Warhammer mostly because I was getting into the universe. I didn't really know the universe, and I picked a group within the universe that I knew nothing about, and I wanted to practice like its ability to research and also integrate, high level concepts like lore, ideology, the particular propagandas that, certain groups in Warhammer have, since most in that universe are, highly ideological, highly propagandized. So I started writing it. The first few drafts weren't too great, but I'm starting to get a version of it that is actually pretty strong. I kind of codified all the rules and stuff like that on how it should write, how it shouldn't write, what it should avoid. Mostly fighting against its bias. And I'm hoping to have a decent version of part 1 very soon. I think I have one that's is okay, but, still could use some more work. And I think once I get those rules codified for part 1, I can kind of, do all the other parts a lot more quicker. So, yeah, I'm just most of the part just looking for feedback because the AI gives good feedback, but it does seem like its feedback it forgets things or underestimates things or doesn't read things correctly in comparison to a human and stuff like that. So all that is just like a real learning lesson of like what the AI can do, what's its weaknesses, what's its strengths, and how you navigate that when you're trying to write something. But I'm curious on how much you guys use AI in your writing and stuff like that.
Well, I'm a novelist. Like, I'm a fiction writer, and I'm a novelist. I wrote in the last couple of years. I wrote like 4 or 5 novels at 100,000 words. I don't use AI very much for my fiction. I use it in part with Michael for show prep and things like that. But I've experimented with ChatGTP in that I write composite poems. I'm trying to write cyborg poems that are half written by myself and half written by the AI. But I don't use it in any meaningful way to compose, nor do I derive my outlines from it. Um, but I am very interested in your process, how it is that you've refined your prompts, and how do you acquire also your data for your novel. Like, what's your average chapter length? What's your ceiling? Like, how long is the book going to be? How long are you going to make it? Like, what are you writing to?
So it's going to be at least around 100K words. I believe part one was around, I think it's right now it's around 20K words. It was a lot longer, but I definitely condensed it to improve the pacing. Stuff like, I got rid of a lot of boring parts, but it was like 40K. I have part two, which should be like maybe 20K or 30K, maybe a little bit longer. So at the end, it should be like 100K book, or when I, get to editing at like 100 to 80K words. Um, so, so yeah, it's a big book.
Yeah, 100K is a good size, and it's appropriate for the genre that you're writing. That space opera type of whatever 40K is, dystopic, however you want to genreify it. Yeah, 100K would be good. And I don't suppose you have how long your average chapter is. Like, you probably don't design chapters; you probably just write them. But I'm just curious as to how you're like. Would you say it's like 3,000, 6,000 words? Like, how are you chopping up the 100 grand?
Yeah, I haven't thought about how much words per chapter, but it can range from maybe like I think for part one there's 4 chapters. So I guess it's 5,000 words per chapter or close to that, maybe a little less.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of like I think George R. R. Martin's chapters are between 3 and 6, but they go mostly, I think, to 5 or 6K. My chapters are notoriously short because I design my pace. I move by different philosophies also of what chapter length should be. Um, but yeah, it makes sense to me that they'd be like 5K. Uh, I don't know. I'd love to see your manuscript, man. That's all I got to say. I'd love to see what you're doing.
Yeah, so uh, I kind of maybe like pseudo open sourced it. So I have the current story, the character Bible, like all the characters, themes I'm trying to work with, stuff like that. The story Bible that has all the beats, all the things that are supposed to happen in part one. All the books, the stuff I use for like data collection to kind of make sure that everything's lore compliant. Um, I have a lot of like collections of writing books, how to write well, stuff like that. Um, there. Then I have the condensed versions because like if you put like 10 books in the AI, it's going to kind of slow down a little bit, or it's going to kind of like you're taking up a significant amount of its context window. So what you want to do is like, at least for me, is what you want to take those 10 books, ask all the questions you want from it, and then condense that into a document. So I have a couple condensed documents. One is about the lore. This is about the Tau part of the Warhammer universe. Um, it's just condensed lore of everything possible you want to know about the Tau, condensed in a document. Uh, Between all the books that's ever been released from the Tau, I don't think I hit all the books though. There may be something missing. Then I have like a condensed version of like writing tips and stuff like that. Long list of all the writing tips that AI should take account of and use and analyze. Um, and then I have a long list of condensed rules on AI biases. So AI has a lot of biases, a lot of ways that it styles its writing. That once you've seen so much writing, and since I've seen so much of it at this point, I can definitely hear it. I can definitely pass the Turing. I could definitely do a Turing test and hear it a lot of times. Probably not poetry. Poetry is kind of hard, but just general writing. So just ways to avoid that. Also some suggestions people have given me by reading some of the older versions of it. So just to kind of avoid that. And, some of the cognitive blind spots that I kind of noticed that it does have when it comes to like writing very long form stuff. So I have a long condensed document on that. So when I begin to write, I inject, the lore guide, the character bibles, the current story, and the AI bias, and then I ask it to summarize, and then tell me like what it thinks, and then we get to start to rewriting chapters or figuring out what works and what doesn't. So I have that, and I have the document, and I can share them all. So anyone else wants to take a look at it, or just take a look at the sources and stuff like that, and maybe experiment and try to rate your own. You're free to do so. I don't know where I could send it. Maybe I could, like, I don't know if you guys have a group chat or Discord or.
You know Michael well. I'm sure you trust him. So if you could send him a PDF, I'd love to check it out.
Yeah, Jen, are you in our Discord?
No.
For the AI gorillas, no.
Yeah, just send me a link. I should be able to jump in.
Yeah, hold on. Let me figure out how to do that while I'm in the middle of this. Give me a second. Ian, welcome to stage. I don't think you've been here before, but I see you're friends with our friends. So, what are you working on? What are you doing? What do you think? What do you have to say?
Thanks a lot. Actually, I've been here a couple of times. I just as a listener though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, people pop in and out. It's hard to catch.
Lurking. Yeah.
Cool. Well, welcome up.
Just hearing what you guys had to say.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I just actually, the big news I guess I have is I just released my debut collection of short stories on Amazon.
Congrats. Put a link into the comments.
I did that, and the reception has been really good. So
awesome. Glad to hear it. Yeah, like I said, put a link into the comments for us.
Yeah, I sure will.
What can you tell us about your collection? Short stories, you said?
Yeah, it's a short story collection, kind of like in the same. It's all speculative, and I'd say it's genre adjacent. Definitely respecting genre, but not revering it. So some of those tropes get a little wonky, but it's a lot like the Twilight Zone.
Oh, okay.
Black Mirror, that kind of stuff. Emotionally jagged, more weird than dark, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. It sounds good. Yeah, it sounds interesting. Yeah, for sure. How long have you been working on it?
Well, it's a collection of 12 stories, and I've written a whole bunch of short stories. That's pretty much what I do more than anything else. But
nice.
I guess I've been messing around with it pretty steadily for about a year. I'm just compiling and what stories do I want to put out, what sort of stories do I want to add to the collection, that kind of thing.
Man, look at all the people coming in. If you guys want to come up, grab a mic. We're just chatting. Finally connected Jen and Ricky. This was huge. This was massive. Ian up on stage for the first time, even though he says he's been a listener and we haven't necessarily seen him hanging out before, but he's here. That's good. For you guys, grab a mic if you want to. You know how this works, okay? This isn't your first time here. I don't have to do all the work. You do some of the work. You meet me halfway. You do 50%. I do the other 50%. Yeah. Trying to think of, oh, we lost him. See, that's how bad the reception is in the Ozarks. He just fell off. Good Lord.
I meant to ask him if he was the Ian that I know that I do reads with, but I was waiting for an opportunity to find out, because if that's the case, he changed his profile picture and stuff. So
you don't recognize his voice. He's back. Oh, he's back.
Well, I think it's just the reception. Hey, Ian, are you the Ian that I do reads with MJ and all that? You're a chef too. You write superhero fiction. Is this the same Ian? Could I just get a thumbs up?
I don't know. I didn't catch that. Are you that Ian? I bet you it is.
Yeah, same guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought so. You changed your profile picture and stuff, so I didn't know at first. But what's up, man?
Oh, nothing. I'm just, like I say, just we're out in the Ozarks. We got a little cabin up here, and so we're just kind of hanging out for a few days.
Nice.
Well, I can tell everyone in this room that Ian's got a voice for like miles. And please drop your link for your book, man. Like, people should buy this book. I've never heard anything Ian has read that didn't blow me away. It's just a fact. Okay, so buy his damn book. I don't know what to tell you.
High praise.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, I put it in. I put it in the. I put it in the thread link thing. So I put a link in there.
Nice.
So.
Whoa! It says show probable spam. Uh-oh. Jeez, Ian, you're a troublemaker.
That's what I'm trying to do. Sorry, I'm spamming myself.
It's fine. I don't care. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I like spam. That's how they make that spam.
And then we lost. We lose you on all the punchlines. Whenever the informational component of the message is about to hit, that's when they're cutting you off. The Ozarks doesn't want us to know the depth of your message.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing. So, but anyway, yeah, but no, I'm really happy with the way it came out, and it's been really, really well received and all that. So I'm kind of excited to see what's next. I'm working on another collection as well. So I don't know when that's coming out, but that's going to be kind of a superhero deconstruction.
Okay. So we're thinking somewhere along the lines of The Boys.
Certainly elements of The Boys and elements of Invincible but it's certainly not as gory.
Okay.
A little more philosophic.
All right.
So that'll be. I'll be working on that shortly as well.
Your Superman inversion is a meditating hermit.
That's a nail on the head. That's what it is right there. My Wonder Woman is a dog walker.
Well, we'll see when it comes out. So you put it out on KDP, I assume. Anywhere else?
Anything
I did. Else? What other plans do you have for it? Have you thought about an audiobook?
Yeah, I'd love to have an audiobook. I wouldn't even know how to start doing that, so I'd have to look into it first.
Heidi can teach you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. She's about to wrap one up.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, you mentioned that in the last, I think in one of the last episodes I was in. Nice. Or listened to, anyway.
All right. Yeah, Heidi's just about done. I listened to it. I finished it maybe not quite a month ago, but last month perhaps, and it's almost ready. Yo, Heidi's coming up. The gang's all here. We're all hanging out. Clausen's popping in. We had gosh, if I could go back and dig and get his, I don't know if I'll be able to. I don't know how far back on the timeline that is, but we did a podcast session. He's got a new book that is coming out or is out. I don't remember. What is it? Is it coming out or is it out? I don't recall. Heidi, it's pending.
So I'm in here right now instead of working on it. So yeah. That's where I'm at.
Well, you think about that. Ricky's back up though. All of a sudden, Ricky, did we gain you back? How did you get up here?
It dumped me out of speaker for some reason. I was listening the whole while. Were you asking I had the book coming out.
No. Clausen's got the book that's.
Oh, dig it. Yeah.
Pending. Heidi went in the kitchen. Look at that. She lost signal. I know that's what she did. She was like, well, I'll just take a little break from working on this audiobook and I'll get some tea, but I'll join this space right before I go in the kitchen so that as soon as I start talking, it'll disconnect me. And then that'll be a funny little trick that everybody likes to play, that she likes to play. One little trick. There's an error adding Heidi. It says she is in the kitchen and cannot connect. Take a lap, Heidi. Shut down your app. Shut down your app and come back in and get out of the kitchen. Can you hear me? Thumbs up if you can hear me, Heidi. Close down your app. She says, I just got a message from her. It says, yes, literally in the kitchen. Heidi, you have to take a lap. I can't approve you. Wait, third time might be the charm. She can now speak. Heidi is on stage. We have you, Heidi? I got Claw up here all of a sudden somehow. I don't know how that happened. Who's up? Who's active? Who's talking? Can anybody talk right now?
What's up, dog?
Hey, how did you get up here?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just requested.
Oh, did you? Oh.
I just requested to speak.
Oh, that's okay. That's funny because it said Heidi, but fine. Yeah, welcome back. The book. When is the book coming out, or is it out?
It's coming out on the solstice. They decided on June 20th.
Oh, nice, good.
It seemed fitting because it's a book about a hot place in the dead of summer. So it kind of clicked. So,
I'm with it.
It just made sense. I had a few changes I had to do to it, so
yeah,
it made more sense that way.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. Yeah. Pray for the birds. That's the title, right?
Yeah, hold up 1 second.
Oh, no problem. Heidi.
Hi.
She's out of the kitchen.
I never was in the kitchen.
You sent me that message just a second ago that said, I'm in the kitchen.
I said I was not in the kitchen.
It said, I am 100% in the kitchen. Laugh emoji, crying, laugh emoji.
Okay, well, in the magical bizarro world, that's the message I sent you. No, I was on here and it just crashed, and then I couldn't get back in, and it was crazy. It was the app's glitching because I'm literally sitting 2 feet away from the Wi-Fi box. So I'm supposedly in the absolute best place in my house with our crappy Wi-Fi.
That's Gavin Newsom's America for you.
Oh God. Okay.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, the power grid in my town just went down earlier. So because it's like 100 years old.
Woof.
So I was just getting out of the gym just barely, and there's no power in the gym, which is cool. It's my favorite.
Oh, well, if it makes you feel any better, they're trying to burn us down.
We got to do something about all this background noise, Clausen.
Sorry, hold on. I'm going to my car. That's why.
Okay. Well, we don't have to go in the car, though.
So what I was saying before is I'm in here instead of working on the audiobook, but thank you for shaming me. I don't know if I got that before I crashed.
No, it's fine. You're almost done.
I know. So I'll waste another 20 minutes, right?
What's the big deal,
I don't know at this point.
It's been a year. What's 20 minutes?
I don't know, right?
No, it's going to come out.
You know the challenges I've faced, the misery I've been through, the long suffering days and nights.
But you're almost there.
Together audiobook.
You're right at the finish line. No big deal, Yeah. As soon as you get it ready, and when you're ready to steal home from third base, that's when we'll do the podcast session.
I've got 12 chapters.
Good Lord. That's not close.
Out of 46 chapters?
That's a quarter of the book.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Okay, let's play this game. So what is 46 divided by 12? Is it 12 or is it 12 divided by 40? It'd be the percentage. It'd be 46. 12 divided by 46. That's not a quarter of the book.
It's very close to a quarter of the book, Heidi. It's closer than you're going to want to admit. But the thing is, they're recorded.
What? No, it's all recorded. I
Yeah,
have
it's
12
just
more
editing
chapters to go through.
to edit. Yeah.
Right. And I'm in one of them where it looks like I'm going to have to it's I've got all the scratchy noises. I think it's peaking, I think is the term what that would technically be used.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to re-record it.
You're getting a little bit of like digital artifacts because you're going into the red, you're clipping.
Yeah, well, it's like a scratchy noise. I don't know how to explain it.
It's
Sounds like
distortion.
rubbing or scratching or some kind, like some little demons in there playing around.
It's digital clipping.
Was it you, Michael, that was telling me about the stat about how many people listen to audiobooks versus reading or digital? Like
maybe
print or digital?
I don't know.
It was like, it's a lot, right? I mean, how many audiobooks? I'm wondering because I need to look at getting my book recorded here. By the way, hopefully the background sound is down considerably. I just have my AC going. That's about it.
The AC, we understand the AC in Arizona.
It's 104 degrees currently, and it's probably going to come up to 109 today. So,
woof. No, thank you. You can keep it.
It's a cooler summer day, actually, believe it or not. So, yeah. I actually told my wife, it's going to be a little bit sad when when we're moving next month, and when I'm no longer in the desert, it'll be sad because I'm not going to have the inspiration to derive from my next book because I won't be like, it's easy to write a desert fantasy book when you're literally living in the desert and you have to walk out in the oven every day. So it makes it a little bit easier.
You put the next book in a new setting. You just pick a different environment.
I wish, bro. I'm going for thematic here. I'm not gonna. There's no ice. There's no
desert planet, ice planet, rainforest planet.
No. It's unfortunately for everyone involved. All for my imaginary characters, they're all stuck in hell, which is, in my opinion, it's anything over 120 degrees. I actually, when I wrote it, funny enough, Arizona has a very interesting. The monsoon patterns are because of high elevation, like a high elevation rim that borders the desert, and that's what happens is the moisture from like California comes over, pushes over the mountains, and then the heat pushes that up into clouds, and that's what creates the monsoons. And I was doing a lot of research on the Nile and on Egypt when I was writing the book, and I realized that I felt so bad because I know what it's like to live. Like we had 100 days last year where it didn't break below 120 degrees and no rain. It was the hottest summer on record last year in Arizona. And I thought to myself, I'm like, if I put my characters, I don't even know what I could imagine if there was no moisture at all, if there was no monsoons and there's no relief. And because there's a delta and there's highlands above the kind of main city where most of the story takes place, I empathize so much with my characters. I had to put in something. I was like, I got to do something about this. Which is like one of the dumbest reasons I feel like that I put it in. But I kind of figure, I'm like, how long could you live in a city that's like 120, 130 degrees in the desert, for that long? So
give them a drink. So did you do the math on that?
I'm not talking to you anymore.
Yeah, well, cope, seethe.
Fine. You can be right.
Yeah, can I? Thank you.
I'll let you be right on this point.
Oh, okay, yeah.
26%. Well, just never mind.
Okay.
I have 26% left to go.
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
No,
it's not
fine.
like... No, it is what it is. It's a lot better than it was, say, last week.
Yeah, get it done.
Which was probably closer to 50%.
Really?
Yeah, probably.
You're working your way through my notes?
I'm working my way through your notes.
Okay.
I'm in chapter 33, and I got annoyed because I realized I'm going to have to re-record some of it.
Well,
I can't fix it.
That's how it goes.
So I had to take a break yesterday.
You were too frustrated to continue soldiering on.
No, it's like it's a lot to ask creative people not to get emotional sometimes.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what to say. It's the reality of it.
Yeah.
I know I'm in a room full of men who are probably laughing their heads off at that statement, but yeah, it does happen occasionally.
Okay.
Anyway, no, so I'm working on it, and I'm hell bent on getting it done because, but you know, it has a lot of moving pieces in life. As you know, I don't know what to tell you. It's hard. It's hard to do it. It's not like I've got someone else managing the rest of my life. So such is things, and I have people to make lunches and dinners for. What do I do?
What did you make for lunch today?
The request was eggs. Nobody really eats breakfast in this house because I live in a house.
Well, I mean, if they're eating eggs, it's essentially breakfast.
Yeah, but it's breakfast at like noon.
It's lunch it's breakfast for lunch, It's fine.
That's right. Sure. They requested this. So, it's not like it's a hard meal, but anyway, yes, figure it's the least I can do. But yeah, no, so I got to go work on that, and we did the screw tape letter thing yesterday. That's
How'd that
always
go?
it went pretty well. There was I'll tell you, I like doing spaces where that particular book or group of letters, because it's really just like a group of newspaper articles that he published as letters. And someone just came in.
Ryan came in.
What he did, he showed me that last night at some point he solved the Rubik's Cube.
No, that's good.
So,
does that mean that you stopped beating him?
Yeah. It's not even funny. It's not funny. No, so the letters, it's interesting when it's really nice to it's like a book club, but not. What's nice about it is you can read one letter and then discuss it. It'd be a lot harder to do that, say, with a book in a space. So some of the conversations can get really meaningful, especially when you're looking at C.S. Lewis, right? So I enjoy that a lot because, it's a lot of food for thought, which, feeds my own writing and my own sort of, way I'm approaching things. So that's, it's real positive on that thing. And it's a good, smart group of people chatting about C.S. Lewis. What could go wrong? What do you do? So it's good. I like those spaces. We're about done. I think we have like 3 more letters to go. So maybe 2 or 3 more of those spaces. So if you guys catch them, they're kind of fun. I mean, if you like C.S. Lewis, you like listening to Englishmen chat about it. It's pretty good. So yeah.
I don't want to listen to Englishmen talk at all, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. I know you don't much like that.
Here's a funny thing.
With Oxford accent.
I've been watching this 24/7 gardening channel, and it's an English guy.
Well, the English garden, it's a thing, it's been a thing for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, the English garden is a beautiful thing. You're going to have to let that, they almost speak the same language.
Almost, but
it's
not
fairly,
not really.
Fair enough. What's my line, I usually say to the English people, I don't speak English, I'm American.
Yeah. The one that really got me is I've been really focused on the silent H for a while. Just by the nature of
herbs.
No, yeah, that's not a silent H. Like in America it is, but in England it's not. And then you have something like honor where,
my favorite
same on both sides of the pond.
Pronunciation is lieutenant.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out where the F is in lieutenant. Where is that F? But yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. I'm, fine with it. As long as I don't have to hear it, reading it is actually not a problem. But gosh, these audiobooks with English readers, just the worst punishment. Truly.
Really bad for you, really rough.
Yeah. Not like the mid-Atlantic accent.
Even if the book was written by an Englishman?
Less.
Less annoying?
Less. Marginally less.
It's audiobooks with English accents. You're a delight. I can't tell you. He's giving me a bad time because my villains in my audiobook have English accents. Just FYI.
No, actually that wasn't the connection I was making.
Oh.
But you see, you feel guilty.
I know the other connection, but I'm not bringing that one up.
You're like, I'm gonna get raked over the coals for my English accent.
Oh,
that's all right. I've done it. I did it for a character when I did the Cask of Amontillado. I did.
I think. Well, it depends. I don't really care. It's kind of like the Dick Van Dyke Mary Poppins thing, where all the English absolutely are appalled at Dick Van Dyke's Cockney accent. But, us Americans probably have the same view that Walt Disney had of it, where he sort of said, who the hell cares?
Yeah.
I mean, a bunch of people in a country the size of the state of Washington seem to be offended. I don't care.
I got to move these movies. That's the thing.
Well, it's good to offend the English every now and then.
Well,
they respect you. If they don't have no respect for you if you're just nice to them. So
possible. It's possible.
You gotta give it to them every now and then.
Well, as it is, because we're in the home stretch, we are getting close. For people that are hanging out listening, if you want to come up to stage, you're welcome to. While we get close to the end here. Otherwise, Ian, Jen, if you have thoughts, comments, things you'd like to kick out into the ether, this is your chance.
Yeah. Hey, I just want to say I may have to skedaddle soon, but
we're gonna wrap up on the hour, so we're all gonna be doing that.
No, but yeah, no, I'm just excited to read. First, meet everybody, and also excited to maybe potentially read everybody's stuff. I think I have my own little project, and I think if it goes a little well, I can finally get onto my own book, other than what I'm writing right now. Not based on anyone else's IP, and I'm excited to do that. As for audiobooks, I have my own route for audiobooks. I've been looking at a lot of the different audio tools. I've seen some good examples of how it can be generated effectively alongside of sound effects and stuff like that. So I think what I have now, once I get it to a good state, the conversion into an audiobook would be the easiest thing I can possibly do.
Okay.
I mean,
you still got to do all the mixing, buddy.
Well, you could hire someone. You can go into ACX and hire a narrator.
No, he's talking about generating all of.
He's going to do an AI generation of it. Are those?
They have to be viable. They have to be accepted by some platforms now because, like Audible is offering that now through Amazon.
Are they?
Yeah, they started a few months back.
I can't imagine. I mean, it'd be interesting to hear what it would do.
Well, you're not up on that. The voices and the inflection is getting very, very good.
Yeah, I know you've told me this before.
I mean, like in the last month.
It's amazing. I'm sorry, Jen. I don't mean to keep talking. I will stop. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that one.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, there's a lot of new tools. That's why I'm a little bit more excited about it. There's a lot of new tools, some that are more locally based, that are high quality. It's not just, 11 Labs. 11 Labs used to dominate the space and was quite expensive too. So now that there's more tools and things are kind of the price is kind of coming down, it's more excited to kind of experiment on. I don't know. I didn't mean to offend anyone by saying it was or anything, but
You didn't. I'm just no. I'm just commenting on like generating all the text is the easy part. Generating sound effects is also the easy part. But what is going to be a lot of work is the mixing and mastering and editing and exporting. That is not that's not automatic. That's going to be like it's a 1-to-1 translation in terms of having to listen to the actual runtime. But we're not going to go too far down that because we're going to kind of wrap things up. Ricky, you came up. Ian, if you guys have any final comments, thoughts, additions you want to make, this is the time to do that.
Just thanks for having me on. And yeah, I realized it was my phone that was the issue, so I got on my computer, and now everything seems to be just fine.
Good.
So
yeah, very good.
But but thanks for having me on. Thanks for letting me talk a little bit about what I'm doing, and I love hearing about what everyone else is doing too. And if I go down that road where I do want some advice on and instruction on how to get an audiobook done, I'll definitely reach out to y'all.
Yeah, for sure. We do this every 2 weeks here. Ricky, Heidi, and I also host the Writer's Block on Tuesdays, which is a thematic discussion, in the middle of the day. Any final comments from you guys? Otherwise, we'll wrap it up. This has gone well. We've ripped. We're at the end of the session.
Check out Book of Masteroth Volume 1. It's in the Purple Pill. It's the Eternity series. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks a lot, Michael, for the opportunity.
Dope. Hey, well, this has been a joy, and we'll talk again before too long.